May 2025 was perfect timing to finish my Ultimate Outsider State Park Challenge at Landsford Canal. I started this empty nest journey 4 years ago when our daughter was a freshman in college, with the goal of visiting all 48 South Carolina state parks by the time she graduated in May of this year. And leaving this particular park until last allowed us to experience the blooming season of the largest population of rare rocky shoals spider lilies in the world. In fact, the day of our guided kayak tour coincided with Lily Fest, featuring local artists and craftspeople displaying their work for visitors who flocked to the park to view the lilies. Before we set out on the river, Carl and I went to the park office to get my very last stamp. Ranger Autumn certified my book as complete, and Rangers Jacob and Meg were there as well, bringing all the warmth and enthusiasm I'd come to expect from the wonderful folks who make state parks their career. The official paperwork done, we made our way down to the kayak launching area and took a short walk along the river. We saw a healthy-sized garter snake hanging out and enjoyed views of the deeper, calmer part of the Catawba River upstream from the rocky shoals and the spider lilies. Shout out to the tour company we booked with, NC Outdoor Adventures. Our two guides were excellent and knowledgeable and kept our group safely together while still allowing us plenty of time to enjoy the lilies and take photos. It was our first time in inflatable kayaks as opposed to hard shell, and they maneuver a little differently, so it took a lot of concentration and steady paddling to guide our way through the shoals without getting hung up on rocks, so it was more challenging to take video and photos than I was anticipating. But we were there to experience the unique beauty of this special place and time, so photos were secondary to that anyway. Red-winged blackbirds like to nest in the lilies, and you could hear them calling and occasionally see them flying in and out. Bald eagles and osprey also nest in the area, but we didn't have any sightings during our time there. Probably more likely to see them with fewer kayaking humans around. It was truly an amazing sight to be right among all the blooms. The last part of the trip took us down a side channel where we hauled the kayaks out onto the muddy shore, and then we had the option to ride back in the van or take the canal trail. We opted for the trail. The canal, not in use since 1840, was built near the area of the Great Indian Warrior Trading Path, the most important network of ancient eastern Native American trails, which linked the Iroquois nations in the Great Lakes region all the way to the Cherokee in Georgia. I'll link to more information on this history in the video description. We made one last stop at the viewing stand before beginning the trek back home. On the drive, I reflected not only on this lovely day, but the whole experience of visiting and documenting each of the 48 parks to preserve the memories and share the creative hobby this turned into with other slow-pace explorers, and perhaps inspire some other ultimate outsiders here and in other states. I loved having my husband Carl join me for many of the parks, and sometimes our sweet dog Tara came along for a few weekend adventures too. My wonderfully enthusiastic sister supporter Anne was game to incorporate a few park visits into a couple of our cherished sister trips. October was a beautiful time to be in the upstate, followed by a spring trip to the low country a couple of years later. And because it was a part of real life during this time, I'll share that one mid-story chapter included a breast cancer diagnosis and several months of intense but ultimately successful treatment. I slowed down during that time, but having these walks in nature to look forward to and the goal of finishing by May 2025 was a good motivator when I was feeling down. And I even got to visit the newest state park, May Forest, with my daughter Chloe in December of 2023. So I have had good company on this journey in all ways. Growing up in the Midwest and then living in 7 different states across the East and Northeast, I never imagined I'd live in South Carolina, and honestly, I haven't always felt at home here. But the beauty and solace of nature is all around us, in every region and climate, and in the unique variety of the natural world here, I found home again. From the beaches to the sandhills and pines, to the deciduous forests and rocky foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. And the state park rangers and historic interpreters have made this experience both welcoming and educational. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this journey half as much as I've enjoyed sharing it. May we all do what we can to support the preservation of our natural world.